Court resumes in 15 minutes. The jury is in place according to the judge from yesterday, but they are still looking now. Says I'm live. I don't believe it. Someone give me a sound check here if someone's in here. Let's see. Where did my cursor go? There it is. Trump just got done speaking. He's in court. Good morning, Tim. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm going to get this link out to the people. We got JB, got Bob Pita. Good to see you guys. Let's see here. All good. Sounds great. Thank you very much. It's kind of hollow in here because there's nothing in this room right now except for a couple of tables and my old streaming gear and the internet, the Wi-Fi. Let me get this link out to everybody as promised, and I shall be right. Well, I think you can still see me. I'm not even sure. So live stream, scheduled, non-scheduled, scheduled, block. Good morning. There we go. And then that will take care of that. All right, let's see. This is very impromptu, guys. Give me a minute, please. I appreciate it. Content live. There's it never does the right thumbnail. It never ever does the right thumbnail for the YouTubes anyway. But the one that it makes me, to be honest with you, is pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, here we go. And boom, we're going to click that there. And then we're going to go ahead and click State of the Union. No. I really need to get rid of that in the chat. Okay, so we're going to get back to StreamYard. All right, so it looks like we're here. What do we got here? We got Preston McLean. It's really hard for me to see this screen the way this camera is facing. We got Deanna. Good morning. And, obviously we got to do Tim is first, JB is number 2, and Bob, you are deterred. Let's see here. We got West Virginia, Pappy, Beecher, JDM. Looks like we got all the regulars in here. That's good to see. Let me see what's going on over on the Rumble side real quick. We got Tina's in there. It says there's 4 people there, but somebody's slacking. I don't know what the deal is. They're listening while vacuuming or something. But that is A-OK. All right, so back here on the StreamYard side, I need to get, where are they? Yeah, that's right. I can do all that. All right. So today is kind of impromptu, guys. I normally, some of the Patreons are in here. I normally do a good morning Patreon video for my Patreons. And I can normally only do about a 2-minute video on that because Patreon itself will only accept a 2-minute video or less from a mobile device. And I'm always on the move in the morning. So it kind of slows things down. I figure, what the hell? I've got a little bit of time this morning. We can do a much longer type thing right here. Got to share it with people too to let them know what's going on. I did a live stream last night. I think it was reasonably well accepted. I have not even checked the analytics on it yet. Where are we at here? So I will sit rep. Yeah, about 100 views. Not bad. Not bad. And were there any comments? Let's see here. There's always somebody that comes in here and they got a really weird name. It's user-ci2mn10 or OY3W. I'm not even good at that license plate stuff. So they ever used a silencer ? Well, first of all, it's a suppressor, not a silencer. How about a 22 long rifle conversion unit? I don't know why, but yes, I have. You can buy conversion units for your ARs. It's literally just a bolt carrier group and a magazine. Cast bullets. No, I've never used cast bullets. Reload ammo. Yeah, I've reloaded ammo. Conceal carry. Yeah, conceal carry. Hunt with a pistol. No, that's just stupid. Did you test the to-go system, Bivy? And I would just reply like, and while I appreciate all comments, I do think that the comments should be relevant to the video, and they should provide. It's like if you took a whole minute of your life that you'll never get back to type out at least a half a paragraph of stuff, okay, or at least 12 question marks, then I would think that you'd want it to be relevant to the content and that you'd actually want to get me or entice me or make it a benefit to me to reply to you in a way that is going to be beneficial to both you and I. Okay. Preston, good to see you, bro. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm sorry. And Beecher's here too. Gotcha. And so I think that that's important. And I'm not, it's not a lecture, guys. It's not a lecture. I just thought it was interesting, something to share with you. I think last night's the sit rep. Hold on, let me see where it. No, that's not it. That's not it. This is what happens when I have this giant computer that I use to do all the magical stuff with back at the other house, and I'm operating on a laptop. So it's yeah, that's always fun. Let's see here. I'm going to click that one and see if that's it. So last night, this was the threat board that I threw up and we talked about. Obviously tier 2 war in the Middle East. What happened last night? Well, if you were not paying attention, something blew up in Iran. They were saying that from what I've listened this morning, it's been 0 casualties. I immediately went to the idea that they would want whatever they wanted to do, whoever they are, this would have to be precise, because what they wanted to do is tell Iran that they have the ability to reach them as well, and that you should not be doing stupid stuff. No, we're not going to back down. No, we're not going to give up. No, we're not afraid of you. Now, logically, people are saying, yes, Israel has the ability to do these things. But I got to be careful here. There are ways of doing these particular things without hurting anybody whatsoever. And as I understand it so far, there have been 0 casualties. And that tells me that it was a precision guided munition. Also, and there are several others, and then it leads to the question, how do we get a precision guided weapon into Iran to strike a target? How does that happen? Well, people could say it's a cruise missile. They could say it's an ICBM, and even cruise missiles are reasonably accurate. In today's day and age, PGMs, or precision guided weapons or munitions, are launched or dropped from an aircraft. So that immediately made me go to the what is it, Sky Vector, Sky Realm, something like that tracks aircraft. And mysteriously, there's a KC-135 just loitering right in the middle of Iraq. Just loitering, just flying. He was flying the racetrack. Actually, he was flying in orbit at the time. So, and this was a couple hours after the strike. So I'm like, okay, well, let's just do the math. It's almost halfway between Israel and the strike site in Iran. So it's about 900 miles one way, which these aircraft can reach. They can reach. They can refuel. They can stay up there as long as the parts don't run out. The oil doesn't burn up. They can stay up there. So now the question is, was it really an Israel, or was it somebody else? Was it somebody else who has the ability to do these things? Well, my logic tells me that everybody came to Israel's defense when Iran launched hundreds of different types of weapons into Israel. Basically, almost every Arab country, with the exception of, God damn it, I can't remember the name of it. My brain's not on yet. I ain't got my happy pills in yet. No, not Syria. Yeah, Syria, actually. Syria didn't come to their aid, and neither did, I can't remember it. They had the great uprising some years back. I can't remember. But anyway, so lots of Muslim countries came to the aid of Israel, including the U.S. And so logically, why would Israel even waste their time if another country, another hint country, could do a strike with such ease? Now, There are, I won't go into specifics, but you can find all of this information on Wikipedia. There are precision guided munitions that can be launched from an aircraft from a high altitude and can glide or even fly to their objective and strike the targets within feet, if not inches. Not a joke. It's a real thing. They used them extensively during the first few years of the Iraq War. They are expensive, but they do work, and they work very, very well. So, you know, basically it's $1 million people killer is what these weapons are designed to do. So basically, who has the weapons and who has the ability to do it? And why was there an airborne gas station floating in the center of Iraq in the middle of, you know, just cause. And oddly enough, that aircraft went dark right in the middle of people starting to watch it. There are indicators that do happen through these websites that the government knows whether people are looking at certain aircraft or not. And all they really have to do is turn off their transponders. And then, boop, that's it. And the only reason that a transponder would have even been on that thing is if there was another aircraft in the area. So, and there was another civilian aircraft that was flying in that area. This aircraft was at 25,000 feet, which is, it's normally where they like to hang out. They have a specific altitude they like to play in. Then there was an airliner that was flying near it at around 30,000, 32,000 feet. So, you know, once the airliner's gone, then boop, the transponder goes off. And how would they know that? Well, airborne radar, early warning systems, things of that nature. So, oddly enough, I'm watching the old Fox News this morning, and then I'm looking at my phone and reading some news, and Israel has said they can't take credit for these strikes because of strategic reasons. All right, dynamite. I just made up a reason not to say I didn't do something. It's you gotta like make your head's got to twist a little bit to go like, what? None of this makes any sense. And why is all of the information flowing through our Department of Defense? Why is all the information that has flown through, that has gone to the media, has come through the United States Department of Defense? Not from Israel, not from Iran. Iran just basically said, oh, we're going to get you. But all the information that we have, which is very bland at best, has come to the U.S. Department of Defense. So, baby, I've got the tinfoil hat on too tight. What do you guys think? Put something in the chat. I know some of you are just listening while you're vacuuming, you're driving your kids, that kind of thing. But put some stuff in the chat. Let's go ahead and interact here. I'm going to check out the Rumble chat real quick while you guys type something in the YouTube chat. Hicktown Honey showed up. Good morning, young lady. Living in 1984. How perfect a name. We're literally getting there. We're getting there, you know, interestingly fast. You know, with the whole ignoring the Congress and ignoring the impeachment of Mayorkas 2 days ago. You got a perfect name. You got a perfect name, but you need to fix your icon because no one can see your icon. You too, Tina. You need to fix your icon. fix your profile picture. You know, put a little work into it. All right. Let me move that window around, and we're going to come back to this one right here. Bradley showed up. Good morning. Making it in. Good morning, folks. Yes, hopefully you guys are all rapidly hitting your thumbs. Otherwise, this is going to be a very short good morning video because it was completely impromptu and not planned. We're about 15 minutes in. I've told you everything that I wanted to tell you. While you're typing, whatever you're typing, I'm going to, today on my preparedness journey, I'm going to be working the property. I'm going to be, I know of 10 saplings that I have to cut down that have decided to grow in my yard. And when I say like, they're like this big around. So that they definitely have to be cut down, and I've got to mine the stumps a little bit so I can start getting some grass seed on them and start mowing back over them again. Update the well was fully updated yesterday. It is operational. It is great. And right now we're just I'm still just running lots of water and pushing out particulates that were in the pipes from the house that had been setting for a while. But basically $2,200. So much fun. It was so much fun. Then I found out that on the same day, I also found out that my air conditioner unit is kaput. So the estimate on that is just over $7,000 and these are from a reputable company. And yes, I actually have a friend who's in the HVAC industry who does industrial HVAC. And so I may ask him to get involved. We will see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and check the chat here. And what we got here, Brad? And I always forget, so I'm going to remember to do this. And Bradley says, just got in, and I think we still have time to turn this turd around. But by time we get to the point, the turd will be worth turning around. Yeah, I mean, will it be worth turning around? You know, there's a lot of people that advocate for just starting over. I don't think that this will ever happen. I think that there's way too many people that are way too lazy to just start this whole thing over. You know, I hate to say it, but there's no money in it. We literally, to start over, we really have to go back to the conditions of the founders, which would actually be kind of nice, because if you think about it, they just kind of everybody lived separate from each other. Some people employed others on their properties, and for the most part, people just left each other alone. So in a way, in my mind, I'm envisioning like Thomas Jefferson, or George Washington, just like sitting in a small sunlit room in front of a window writing, and just outside is just, you're just surrounded by the earth and not a bunch of people, and how quiet it is. And if somebody wanted to send you a message, it came via horseback. There's longing for simpler times can be interesting, but you've got to be willing to give up the cell phones. Starting all over is a major endeavor, and it actually is quite dangerous for a country. Let's see here. Is there a third-party software that can track planes? Let me hold on a second here. Aircraft traffic is what I typed. It's called Flight Radar 24, and there are actually a couple others. Let me get a link for you guys here. I think it'll kind of blow your mind. Let's go ahead. You know what? I'm going to show it to you. I'll give you a link, and then I'm going to show it to you. I've got a lot of tabs open right now. So let's present, screen share, and flight trade. There we go. Boom. And you should be seeing that now. Okay, so this is, where are we at? This is Flight Radar 24. And these are the most commonly tracked airplanes. Why? I don't know. A lot of people want to track them. These are mostly military planes whenever they say UAs, or I'm sorry, NAs. And this one right here, right, E6AQ. That's not it. I don't care about that. Let's go to this UA one right here. And this is a Boeing P-88 Poseidon. This is an anti-submarine aircraft. And this is, well, it flew all the way. It flew all the way from, what country is this? I hate maps like this. Italy, the bottom end of Italy, across all of Eastern Europe. And that is now loitering, an anti-submarine aircraft that's loitering off of the Black Sea. So things like that. What do we got here? This one says Hawk. Let's find out what Hawk is. What's Hawk doing? What is Hawk? Okay, so that's what I thought. It's a training aircraft. United Kingdom Royal Air Force. It's a training aircraft. And then what we got here? I'm curious about this one. It's just an airliner. But you can basically go over any area that you want to go over and see, you know, as you can see, nothing flies over Ukraine. But you can come over here, and I can almost guarantee you these are probably like you'll normally find an early warning aircraft flying on the border of Ukraine if they have their transponder on. But let's go back on over to Africa. Where are we at here? Middle East. A lot of stuff going on over here, guys. A lot of stuff going on. All right, so Iraq. That's a big one right there. So that's an airliner. Where are we at here? And like I said, you can normally tell just by, like, when you get over the top of it, it's an NA if it's military. Or it'll actually like have a call sign. All right, so no military aircraft have their transponders in Iraq right now, which is interesting. So, but this is flight radar 24. This is what a lot of people use to track things. All right, so let's go back to Streamlabs, and we're going to go ahead and turn that off. Well, that's not what I want to turn that off to. All right, what is going on here? Add to stage. I don't want to do that. I want to remove that. There we go. All right, so is there a special antenna to make? No, there's no special antenna. Just use the internet. Let's see here. $7,000 for an AC furnace isn't too bad for a reputable company to put in. Cost us $5,000 about 6 years ago. Yeah, I mean, I've always just been like there's some little black box, there's a little condenser, something that blew up on it about once a year. It was made in '94, so it's a 30-year-old unit. He said we could part out the compressor, and I was like, wow, yeah, that's a great idea. But then I started thinking about just what they have to do and whether it's going to fail again soon enough, things like that. So I think what I'm going to do is that'll get replaced at some point. It's just not warm enough yet. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and turn that off. Let's see here. Bradley says, I read the other day about forever chemicals that are found in rain catching systems. Would the water machine remove these? To an extent, yes. It's see, that's a tricky question. It's almost a trick question because forever chemicals, okay, I'm going to say no. I'm going to go ahead and tell you no. And the reason is because most of the forever chemicals, okay, they're chemicals. They're not particles, okay? But they most filtration systems will not remove them. And even reverse osmosis machines, which have the best chances of removing these chemicals, are not 100%. The reality is that, it's and I'll be honest with you, Bradley, just because if I say this wrong, please don't take it personally, but the internet doesn't always tell the truth. Okay. If you're using food grade plastic, or if you're using metal that has been coated for your water catchment system, then you really don't have any problems with this. And forever chemicals could be in the air and then obviously turned into rainwater. But if they're there, they're there. They're going to leach into the system, into our natural water systems. They're going to be in our lakes, our rivers, our streams, our oceans. They're everywhere, and that's why they're so dangerous. But trying to filter them out just because it's a something, I hate to say it, but it's like never using the crosswalk because you're afraid that a car will ignore it. It's something's going to happen, So I wouldn't worry about it. I use my water machine for everything. I need to get another one for this property because I know that it will filter out lots of the metal that's inside of the water that's here. Wait, the internet is always truthful. I read it on the internet. Absolutely true. You just reminded me, I need to check the Rumble side. I have comments in the Rumble, guys. I am not going to ignore you here. Let's see here. So let's see here. Tina says it's definitely suspicious. I think I need a tinfoiled hat as well. I ran living in 1984. I'm just going to call you 1984. Says thanks. UK is not any better than you guys. Have you noticed the effects of inflation on food, etc.? Yeah, absolutely. It's insane. You know, it used to be like, yeah, let's use 4 bags. I used to be able to get these for $15. Now it's $65. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, we know that. We know that. But yeah, inflation is getting is now out of control. And I think it's bad news. Okay, it's bad news because it's not just about the food. It's about everything. You cannot. Let me put it this way: the cost of doing business has increased so much that, I mean, just to keep the lights on, it's insane that the prices they have to charge. You know, you guys heard me. I was telling you, $2,200 to get my my well pump updated. I could buy that pump online for somewhere between $400 and $600. I can buy all the PVC and all the parts and everything I need for, I don't know, I could probably buy all of the everything, all of the hardware, all the components. I could probably buy it for $700. But what I can't buy is the guy's experience in installing it. You know, I learned a lot yesterday watching him. And, you know, what's, you know, 35, the 35-50 rule. Does your bladder maintain pressure to the appropriate standard? Otherwise, it won't work correctly. You know, lots of stuff I learned yesterday. And I'm glad I paid for it because I had no idea. I would have literally went and bought a bunch of stuff, spent all this money, and more than likely made a ton of mistakes that would have eventually caused me to call the professional to come and fix my screw up and cost me even more money. So the cost of running businesses is through the roof. Now, here's the concern. The concern is that between the realty market and between cost of doing business and finding a place to live that you're going to lease, that people are taking advantage. The owners of these properties are taking advantage of they're taking advantage of the situation. You know, we talked a little bit about yesterday about the, you know, finding a place to live that you can afford, and it's literally like $2,000 a month. It's never been that way. Up until the last year and a half, it was never that way. That same property would have been $1,000 tops, but now they want over $2,000 to live there. Water inside of towns has gone through the roof. You know, there's a property in the town that we're at that I know very well, and it used to be like $50 a month to have the city water, and now it's almost $300 a month. The cost is through the roof on everything, not just food. And you know, we can point to Sleepy Joe for causing this or allowing it to happen. They can pretend that it was that thing that we cannot speak about. These are all things, but you know, this all comes down to just human beings taking advantage. You know, at the very root, there's a human being who is taking advantage of the market to make tons and tons and tons and tons of money, and everybody is paying the cost if they want to be in business with that guy. So let's see. West Virginia Pappy says, I say we don't vote for anyone not supporting term limits for all politicians. I agree with you, West Virginia Pappy, and I'm sorry I can't put that on the screen. But the reality is that no one is ever going to vote to limit their ability to make their income and retain their power. No one's ever going to do it. Living in 1984 says, here in the UK, we have a prime minister we never voted for, and they did it in the open. Yeah, I heard that was a dirty mess. I really did. But after Brexit, I kind of quit following. I was like, well, the UK's got their trash together. They finally got out of the EU, and it's freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome. It's revolutionary. And now they need to go forward and do good things. And apparently that's not what happened. Let's see here. The internet doesn't always tell the truth. Laugh out loud. That's my new name. Got you. All right, let me roll back to the YouTube side here. Wages aren't matching inflation. Yeah, you're right. They're not. But you know what? There's no rule that says wages have to. There's no rule that says they have to do. There's no rule that says that your employer has to pay you more money because your rent went up. And once again, we're going back to an individual human being who is deciding to take advantage of other people. I have this property right here. I've been asked several times to lease out or to rent it out. And, it would solve a lot of problems for me financially. But the reality is that I would literally be, if I rented out for market value, then I'd really just be the same shyster that I'm complaining about right now, and it would be great for me, but it would not be great for somebody else. So I'm just going to fix this up, working here, and probably going to start living here again. All right, let's see here. Kentucky Goatman showed up. Good morning. YouTubers, you were slacking. While I was gone, you were supposed to be typey stuff, but you were not. So, okay, let's see. I think that's going to be about it, guys. To my Patreons, thank you for supporting the channel. And this is all about you guys. This is all about you. And if you are not a Patreon, you might want to take a look at the links in the description. Check out the Patreon. There's a free part. There's a 7-day trial. There's a $3 a month. You can even pay for a whole year for less than like a whole year's price. Let's see. I think that's going to be about. Also, guys, Prep Stock. If you don't have your Prep Stock tickets, you need to go get them. Prepstock.net. That's the girlfriend calling right now. So I got to go. Until the next time, guys, stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.